is one of the 24 forms of the Chang-Hon form system named after the pen name of General Choi Hong-Hi, the father of Taekwondo, who developed this set of forms. Yul-Gok, Chestnut Valley in Korean, is a pseudonym of the great philosopher and scholar Yi, 1536–1584, nicknamed the Confucius of Korea, one of the two most prominent Korean Confucian scholars of the Joseon Dynasty. He is also known as a revered politician and reformer. The 38 movements of this pattern refer to his birthplace on 38-degree latitude, and the diagram of the pattern represents scholar. The pattern Yul-Gok follows on the ground starts at the point with the red X and travels along the lines. You should end the form at the same location on the floor where you started. The form begins with a left tension punch in a middle stance. Slide your left foot towards the left while sinking into a middle stance as you extend your right fist forward and chamber your left. In the middle stance, you should have your feet parallel to each other, separated by about 2 shoulder widths and with toes pointing forward. The knees are bent into a deep-seated position with the back straight and weight equally split between both heels. The weight should be mostly on the heels in such a way that you should be able to move your toes without affecting your balance. The knees should be pushed outwards in the middle stance. While in the middle stance, execute a left tension punch by slowly pulling your right fist into a chamber while simultaneously punching at solar plexus level with your left. This move is meant to demonstrate control, and both arms should move at the same speed. When you begin moving your arms, start counting in your head as 1,000, 2,000, and finish moving them at 5,000. Follow this up with a fast right punch and a left punch to the solar plexus while still in middle stance. Your offhand should be chambered just as fast in each case. Chambering should always be done almost as if you're elbowing a target directly behind you. Bring your left foot next to your right foot while staying level and keeping knees bent, and then step out with your right foot into another middle stance. While sidestepping like this, keep your left arm out and the right one chambered. Once back in the middle stance, execute a right tension punch by slowly pulling your left fist into a chamber while simultaneously punching at solar plexus level with your right. Keep your shoulders relaxed. The tension punch should again be as long as a 5 count. Follow this up with a fast left punch and a right punch to the solar plexus while still in middle stance. Your offhand should be chambered just as fast in each case. Look towards your right diagonal. Rotate your left foot counterclockwise a little and move your right foot about half a shoulder width to the left as you execute a middle block with your right forearm. Get into a front stance facing your right diagonal. In order to execute the block, raise your left fist to your right shoulder while your right arm reaches across your lower torso towards your left. Your arms are almost hugging your body. As your left arm retracts swiftly backwards into a chamber position, your right arm executes a right inner forearm block as you turn your body counterclockwise and step with your right foot into a front stance. The front stance has feet diagonal with respect to the torso and separated by about a shoulder width sideways, and about twice that much front to back. Toes of both feet point forward, even though the toes of the rear foot could be pointing a little outwards. Your heels need to be firmly on the ground and your weight is evenly distributed over both feet. Your rear leg should be straight and your front knee bent at about a 90-degree angle such that you should just be able to see the toes of your front foot over the knee. The torso is straight and facing forward. It is useful to remember to push the hips in order to get your torso facing fully forward. Once the hips are both facing forward squarely, the rest of your torso follows easily. After the block, execute a left front kick targeting the solar plexus. Either the ball of the foot or the heel can be used as a striking surface. After the refold, while lowering the foot into a left front stance, reach forward with the right arm and follow it with a left punch at the moment the foot touches down and a right punch rapidly afterwards, both mid-level to the solar plexus. Repeat mirror image of the previous set of moves towards the left diagonal. Look left and step with your left foot into a left front stance while executing a middle block with your left forearm. Towards the front, execute a right high kick similar to the previous one. While lowering the foot into a right front stance, reach forward with the left arm and follow it up with a right punch at the moment the foot touches down and a left punch, both mid-level. Look to your right and rotate clockwise 45 degrees by stepping with your right foot. You need to end up in a right front stance facing the direction you were facing at the very beginning. Keep your left arm stretched forward in a mid-level punch. Once in position, execute a slow C block or tiger mouth block along your left arm with your right hand. For this, join your fingers together and curve your hand such that from your thumb to your fingers, your hand forms a C. Beginning with the back of your hand facing forward, move your hand slowly down your left arm as if you are scraping something slowly and forcefully off your arm. As your hand is moving forward, slowly pull your left arm backwards towards the chamber position. As your right hand passes over your left fist, twist your wrist such that the C points forward. Complete the block by moving the hand sideways in front of the right shoulder, but with the elbow still bent slightly. The whole move should again take as long as about a 3 to 5 count. Keep your shoulders loose. Next, repeat the same with your left hand. Before starting, move the right arm into a mid-level punch position and make a fist. After completing the block, throw a right mid-level jab and take a rapid step forward with your left leg into another front stance while keeping your right arm extended. Make sure to keep your knees bent while moving so that your head does not bob up. Repeat the C blocks and punch in mirror image. Left C block, right C block, left mid-level punch. With the step forward into the front stance this time, also throw a right mid-level punch to solar plexus and key up. After the punch, rotate your right foot 90 degrees clockwise and bring your left foot next to it into a right bending ready stance. Your torso should be facing to the right, your knees bent, your head facing forward, the previous direction, and the arms also facing that way in a double guard. With your left leg, fold and throw a mid-level side kick. For the side kick, as you rotate your right foot 90 degrees clockwise such that the heel is facing the direction in which the kick will be executed, fold with your left leg in front of the torso. The folding leg should be parallel to the ground with the knee as far to the right as possible. Extend the leg from this position explosively using either the heel of the foot or the sword edge as the hitting surface. Once the kick is executed, refold the left leg, but step into a left front stance before putting it down. During the same time, reach forward with your left arm and execute a head-level right elbow strike into your left palm. Look behind you and repeat the combination in that direction. First, get into a left bending ready stance, execute a right side kick, and then a left elbow strike at head level into your right palm as you step into a right front stance. At this point, you should be facing towards the point where you began the form. Next 4 moves will address the left and the right. First, look left and prepare your hands for a twin knife hand block. There are different ways of doing this, and we'll use this as an example of how there are slight differences in styles among the forms. Mr. Douglas prepares by placing his hands on the right side of his torso, just above his hip, with his right hand at the bottom and the palms facing up. He moves them together diagonally across his torso towards his left shoulder. At that point, the two hands separate. The right hand flips over the head for a knife hand high block, and the left hand turns to his left for a knife hand middle block. Ms. Harrington is using an older, more classical technique with both hands starting from chamber positions and moving up through the middle of the torso. Another modern technique has the right hand beginning from the chamber position and executing a high block, and the left hand beginning in front of and facing the right shoulder and executing our middle block. As the block is finalized, move your left foot into a back stance towards your left. The back stance has the feet forming an L shape with the heels about a shoulder width apart. Toes of the front foot point forward while toes of the rear foot point to the side at a 90-degree angle. The torso is straight and faces sideways. A majority, about 70% of the weight, is on the rear foot and both knees are bent. Step forward into a right front stance with a mid-level spear hand with the right hand. As the right arm lunges forward, the left arm first sweeps outwards before bending at the elbow and moving to the right, stopping in front of the lower torso with the left hand supporting the right elbow straight. The target of the spear hand is again the solar plexus. Look behind you over your right shoulder and repeat the previous two moves in that direction in mirror image. Prepare your hands for a twin knife hand square block by placing your hands on the left side of your torso with your left hand chambered and your right in front of your left shoulder. Move them together. The left hand flips over the head for a knife hand high block, and the right hand turns to your right for a knife hand middle block. As the block is finalized, move your right foot into a back stance towards your right. Step forward into a left front stance with a mid-level spear hand with the left hand. As the left arm lunges forward, the right arm sweeps outwards before bending at the elbow and moving to the left, stopping in front of the lower torso with the right hand supporting the left elbow straight. The target of the spear hand is again the solar plexus. Look left and get ready for a left outer forearm block. Simultaneously, raise your right fist to your left shoulder while your left arm reaches across your lower torso towards your right. Your arms should be almost hugging your body. As your right arm retracts swiftly backwards into a chamber position, your left arm executes a left outer forearm block as you turn your body counterclockwise and step with your left foot left into a front stance. As the left arm executes the outer forearm block, the move should be powerful. It takes place simultaneously with the left foot touching down, and so is the chambering of the right fist. At the end of its motion, the left arm should be in front of the torso, above the left leg, with the elbow exhibiting a slightly larger than 90-degree angle. You should be able to see above the knuckles just barely. Without changing your stance, execute a right reverse punch at mid-level, targeting the solar plexus just below the breastbone. A good way to target effectively in general is to use the location of the body parts on your own anatomy and target the techniques exactly at the same location on an imaginary opponent throughout the form. As an additional enhancement, before throwing the reverse punches without stepping forward, a small cocking of the punching arm tactfully underlines the power of the technique substantially. Get your arms ready for a right outer forearm block by hugging the body in front with the left fist poking over the right shoulder and the right arm reaching across the lower torso towards the left side of your body. Execute the block with your right arm as you step forward with your right foot. Pull your left arm rapidly into a tight chamber position at the same time. Without changing the stance, execute a left reverse punch at mid-level. To prepare for the next move, reach with your right arm and bring your left fist to your right shoulder. Then push off with your right foot and jump forward. Imagine yourself jumping over a now unconscious opponent. You are going to land on your left foot in an X stance with the left toes facing diagonally to the right and the right foot on the left side of the left heel, with only the ball of the right foot touching the ground, if at all, and the toes pointing towards the left heel. The right leg is behind the left leg and the knees are slightly bent. Almost 100% of the weight is on the left foot. With your left hand, deliver a downward back fist at nose level as you land. The target is the bridge of the nose. Remember to bend the wrist outward slightly to give room for the knuckles to impact. Chamber your right hand. Key up on this move. The last two moves are two sansus towards the sides. Look over your right shoulder and shift your weight to your right foot to rotate your left foot clockwise as you prepare your fists on the left side of your lower torso with the left fist at the bottom and the hands facing each other. Rotate your left foot clockwise and step with your right foot into a front stance. Execute a sansu as you step down by delivering a right middle block with the right arm while the left arm is horizontal across the lower torso with the left fist just below and past the right elbow. Think of this as two moves combined. The middle block snaps in almost like a back fist, while the left hand executes its move as a punch to the side. In other words, sansu is a double punch. For the final move, again look over your shoulder, the left one this time, and prepare for the last step by moving your right foot next to your left one as you prepare your fists on the right side of your torso. Step out counterclockwise with the left foot into a front stance while executing a sansu. This time the left arm is the middle block and the right arm a punch to the left while covering the lower torso. Key up on this last move. Remain in front stance with the arms holding the sansu position until prompted by the instructor or the judges. Now let's review the form. Left tension punch, mid-level punches. Right tension punch, mid-level punches. Middle block, front kick, punch punch. Middle block, front kick, punch punch. Right C block, medium speed. Left C block, medium speed. Mid-level punch, step forward. Left C block, medium speed. Right C block, medium speed. Middle punch, step forward, key up. Side kick, elbow. Side kick, elbow. Square block, spear hand. Square block, spear hand. Forearm block, punch. Forearm block, punch. Jump, back fist. Sansu, sansu.